serotonin is a neurotransmitter or brain chemical that's involved in feelings of happiness, contentment, well-being. How do omega-3 supplements influence the levels of serotonin in the brain? I'm Dr. Patricia Shelton, lead medical communicator for TeHero. And let's take a look at this article here on TeHero's website about how omega-3 supplements have the potential to influence serotonin production. Now, serotonin is made from an amino acid called tryptophan. This is an essential amino acid. You need to get it in your diet through proteins. But just having enough tryptophan around, or enough of the kind of next step 5-HTP, isn't necessarily enough to increase the brain's production of serotonin. Yes, you need enough of these things around. If you had too little in your diet, then you wouldn't be able to make enough serotonin. But there are a lot of other things that can impact the production of serotonin in the brain. So we don't want to just load up on huge doses of tryptophan or 5-HTP. It won't necessarily work. Now, omega-3 supplementation, we have found in the literature, can have a huge impact on mood. In fact, there was a study that showed that omega-3 supplementation was as effective as prescription antidepressants for people with depression, right? As effective at reducing symptoms. That is huge. Now, for the record, if you are taking these antidepressant prescriptions, please do not simply stop your medication and go grab some omega-3s. Talk with your provider first. It's something you could consider. Some people might benefit from switching that out, but it's not something that you want to just do on your own cold turkey. Stopping prescription antidepressants is a process that can take some time. But this is very powerful evidence that omega-3s can indeed impact mood and help to support a healthier mood in a lot of people. And the specific type of omega-3 that you're taking actually matters. And we'll get to that a little bit more later. But for now, let's talk about how omega-3s are able to increase serotonin production in the brain. Now, we don't necessarily know this for sure, right? I want to be really clear about that. It's pretty clear in the research, it's pretty robust finding that omega-3s do have a beneficial impact on mood. However, exactly how that works is something that's still being studied. There's a few different possibilities that have been explored, and probably the truth is that all of these are active, right? All of these are part of the process. Omega-3 fatty acids integrate into cell membranes, and how they help to keep cell membranes more flexible, more fluid, and neurons communicate through their membranes with each other. And so omega-3 fatty acids could help neurons to communicate more in a more healthy way, which can help them signal each other to produce the right amount of serotonin. So that's one thing that could be happening. We also know that fatty acids serve as signaling molecules within and between cells, and they can impact gene expression. And so we may be seeing that omega-3s are impacting the production of proteins that produce, transport, release serotonin in the brain, right? So that's something that could be happening. Omega-3 fatty acids also could be impacting the release of serotonin from neurons. So serotonin is stored in vesicles, so like little pockets of serotonin surrounded by a fatty acid layer. And omega-3s could influence those vesicles in ways that make them easier for the neurons to release. And we also know that omega-3s have an impact on the immune system. They decrease chronic inflammation. And it's very clear that chronic inflammation can cause depression over time. And so by helping to keep the immune system under control, this could be kind of an indirect way that omega-3s are having a beneficial impact on mood. And like I said, probably all of these are part of the story, and maybe some more things that we don't necessarily know about yet. But what we know for sure is that omega-3s can have this impact on the brain. Now, specific omega-3s are important. So omega-3 isn't just one thing. There's several different compounds that are all classified as omega-3s. And two that are super important for brain health are EPA and DHA. These are the ones that seem to have the most impact on serotonin activity in the brain. Now, we can get EPA and DHA from fish oil. Some people prefer not to use fish oil for their omega-3s, maybe because of concerns about mercury contamination, environmental concerns, or they just prefer vegan or plant-based supplements and diet instead. If you're looking for a vegan omega-3, something really important to look for is that it does contain that EPA and DHA, because many vegan supplements actually don't contain these at high levels. They're pretty much all ALA, so flaxseed oil and chia seeds and things like this. And vegan omega supplements that are based on those may not contain enough EPA and DHA to have that beneficial impact on mood. So that is something that's really important to look for on the label if you're considering a vegan omega-3 supplement and you want to have those beneficial brain impacts. And something else important to keep in mind is that it can take a few weeks of using an omega-3 to fully see that benefit on mood. So if you take it and the next day you don't feel any different, give it a little bit more of a chance. If you've decided that this is something you want to consider using, don't just try it for a day or two and then decide whether it worked. Give it a few weeks to see whether it's going to be something that is beneficial for you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email us at knowledge@tahiro.com. And as always, we're wishing you great brain health.